Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to our Joyful Notes. As you know, we created this platform to be able to provide updates and information about not only joy, but also to share notes on the different topics that are within our community for the beneficial of our viewers. And as you know, this year at Joy, we celebrated our 10th year anniversary. And this celebration continues with our joyful notes. So for those of you that are watching today, and those that will be watching, today I have a special guest. One of what I would say my Corsicana connection, but someone whom I've known growing up in the Gambia, somebody whom I have watched done several magical stuff as a kid growing up in the Gambia. And today he is serving as the president of the Gambian Christian Association here in the Dallas Metroplex. And his name is Emmanuel Mendy. And please help me and join me in welcoming Emmanuel Mendy to Joyful Notes. Good morning, Emmanuel. How are you?
Good morning, Alfie. How's it going?
Oh, it's a joyful morning. And welcome,
Yeah.
of course, to the Joyful
Oh,
Notes, where
thank
we
you.
share information that is beneficial to our viewers, but also and our followers. But talk more about the importance of education, the importance of child development, and just community outreach as well. Um, can you tell our viewers who Emmanuel is? Just so they can get to know Emmanuel from a different perspective, not as just as the president of GCA, but who
Yeah.
Emmanuel is.
Well, thank you for that profound question. Well, I mean, Emmanuel Mendy is is just a guy who grew up in the Gambia, much like you and much like anybody else. A curious guy by nature, just wanting to know everything about everything that he's interested in. And really had so many interests, right? I have several siblings, some of whom are in the U.S. and some of whom are back home. But really, I'm a passionate guy with everything that I want to do and everything that I set my eyes on. And with all of the interests that I have, I think that landed me in this position today with some of the things that I've been lucky to accomplish. So, in a nutshell, I'm just an ordinary guy with ambitions that I try to follow.
Thank you, Emmanuel. You know, you are an ambitious person, and that is something that I have known about you since as a kid. So you are one of what I call my Corsicana Navarro College connection. But before we get there, I have known you way back then, right? So
Yeah.
as a kid, I'm gonna confess here, as a kid, we were always excited when there was a play, and we know that you were gonna be participating in that play. You used to give us so much fun, and just your skills in doing drama and things like that was very appealing to us. Where whenever we know there's a play and we know that you are part of that group, we always want to be there to make sure we don't miss anything because on stage you make everything look so real and so tell us a little bit about that and your experience through that. How did that help you today?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that because that's so many years ago that, now I know a lot of people won't even remember, but nonetheless, I appreciate it. As I mentioned, I'm just somebody that whenever I set my eyes on something, I won't take no for an answer. And I don't mean that in a very arrogant way. I just mean that I work hard and do the best that I can to achieve the highest level of what I pursue, right? I think, playing and being on stage and, being dramatic and going to Senegal and, acting and doing all of that and coming back home victorious. I think all of that and some of the things that I did conglomerate into the person that I am today, right? Uh, you know, um, as you well know, I'm into music, and so really all of this is a life of sacrifice, right? When you go on stage, you sort of give yourself to the people as honest as possible and let them tap into your energy, so to speak. And that is no different from what you do or what I do as the president of the GCA, or as somebody who's involved in any organization for that matter. And so you bring back memories, but I really appreciate that because that's a chapter that a lot of people don't even remember or know about me.
Thank you. So I said that you are one of my Navarro College Corsicana connection. And then you said that all the things that you've done in the past conglomerates to whom you become today. So we will talk about that chapter of Navarro College in the future of this segment. But right now, since you talk about everything that you've done on stage, at the church, playing the drums, you are a musician now, and all of those conglomerate to whom you become today. Can you tell us about your role as a GCA Dallas president?
Yeah, my role as the GCA president is one of service, and I go back to that. Because when I took on this responsibility, I knew full well that it was going to be a hard task. I mean, I knew the challenges that lie ahead. Nevertheless, as I mentioned, I like challenges. I go after something that I believe that is vital to the community and needs to help people. So, along with the wonderful executive that I have, I mean, I couldn't do anything without them, or even the organization for that matter. For people to trust you and say, "Hey, we feel like you have the ability to sort of do something different or do something good in the community and lead us get there with the support staff that I have." I think it's a tremendous responsibility. Nonetheless, I accept the challenge, right? I think if some people never get the chance to attack life or go about life head on, right? And I'm one that always cherishes the opportunity to take on life head on, right? So really, it's a role of sacrifice, knowing that there are lots of challenges, but nevertheless, the end goal or what we choose to achieve is going to be worth it, right? Even with all the obstacles and challenges that are in our way.
You know, Thank you for that. I think the theme that I get from our conversation thus far is that you live a life of sacrifice, a life of giving, a life of entertainment. So that's the theme that I got from the conversation thus far.
Right.
And me myself, growing up, that is one of the themes that I also have, which is a life of sacrifice. As an altar
Mhm.
boy, I that was more of like a volunteer approach to life. Even though we don't see it as that, we looked at it more like a privilege. But that kind of helped build the character that I have today in volunteering and giving back because I grew up just doing that. And it looks like that's the same experience that you have. And for those of you watching that don't know what GCA stands for, GCA stands for Gambian Christian Association in the Dallas Metroplex area, pretty much. So Emmanuel leads this great organization that help drive and promote spiritual living to the community of Dallas, in many different ways, not just prayer, but also they do a lot of community outreach as well. And, Emmanuel, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of Joy and on behalf of the beneficiaries of Joy to say thank you to you and your entire organization for the donation of $750 that we received through the mail last week. And it came in not only as a surprise, it was not as a surprise knowing the organization that you guys are, But at the same time, it is very heartwarming to know that you guys are in the business as well to ensure that some of these needy children that are benefiting from Joy stay in school. And your donation will sponsor 3 children for a full academic year sponsorship that will provide them tuition fees, supplies, backpacks, uniforms, and reinforcement program as far as their meal program in school. So from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of the entire organization here at Joy, I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you and your organization for our job well done. And I know you guys have done similar services to other organizations, but can you tell me, how did you guys come up with the decision to choose Joy as one of the beneficiaries of your donation?
That is a very good question, right? As an organization, right, we believe that there are other organizations here in the Dallas Metroplex, or even elsewhere in the diaspora, who are doing some of the things that we want to do, right? And so for us, you have the GTA, you have Joy, you have the GCA, and so many other organizations. Now, we may think about what we are doing differently or from different vantage points, but the reality is that we all want to get to the same destination, which means that we want to make a difference in the lives of kids and the lives of individuals and change society as it may, right? And so whether you are doing that purely from a philanthropic point of view, or you are doing that from a Christian point of view, quite frankly, the end result is that we all want to make a difference. And so not only do we personally or as an organization go in head first and say, we're going to help this individual or this society, but we also look for organizations and societies within the Metroplex who are tailored to some of the things that we want to do. So we have like responsibilities, right? So when we started out looking for avenues to sort of sow our seed in, Joy happened to be one of the organizations that came up quite frequently as, hey, this organization is doing a lot of good. They are doing, helping kids and things like that. And those are some of the things we want to do too. So what better to say, hey, we're going to entrust this $750 in the hands of this organization who's specifically tailored to achieve some of the things that we want to achieve, right? And partner with them, right? So we are not, we don't live in an island. Right, and so partnering with organizations with like responsibilities and objectives, I think is the way to go. Where we know that this is in safe hands, it'll reach the community for which this is intended.
To ensure that our funds is in safe hands to organizations that will be good custodians for it, and to serve the purpose that we intend for this fund to serve. So with that in mind, I would like to expand a little bit just to say that, hey, Emmanuel, thank you again, but we also have individuals and other organizations that entrust the same type of trust in us and for us. And I want to take a quick break and share a video of one of those organizations. And this organization here is called Urban Afro Clothing. And Urban Afro Clothing is one of the sponsors of the Joyful Notes. And Urban Afro Clothing, for those who are watching, it is a platform that provides vendors and people with different sets of skills that have something to sell to enroll on and be able to sell their products. So you can visit urbanafroclothing.com, where you can find some great stuff at a very reasonable price. I'm talking about some quality goods. So check them out if you have never done. It's urbanafroclothing.com. Thank you, about Afro Clothing, for what you are doing in the community, but also for all that you do for Joy. We appreciate you all. For those who have never checked Urban Afro Clothing, check them out. They make great stuff. So please check them out. And Emmanuel, we did talk about earlier about our Navarro College connection. This is my memory of Navarro College. I had Bamba here before, who was our host when we first came to Navarro College, one of our hosts. But you were not a host, but we were roommates.
Right.
So my recollection about it was that it was 6 of us that stayed in one 2-bedroom apartment.
Right.
And if I remembered very well, you and Saul Joe, one of our elders as well, were like, you kids take the bedrooms, we will sleep in the living room. And you used to entertain us with your guitar every day. And then I remember we had Alassane, who was your singer.
Right.
Okay. So we enjoyed a lot together, let's just say.
Yeah.
And even though we were younger, but you guys were able to deal with us as comrades, and hopefully we give you guys the respect that you guys felt like you deserve. By when we tell you guys, hey, it's your turn to clean the bathroom. Wash the dishes. So can you just share a little bit about that? Because I think this is the humble beginning that some folks don't see when they see us. But I think sometimes it's good to put into perspective those humble beginnings, just so that they know, hey, these guys didn't just get where they are today. Just like, so I just want to share a little bit about that. I think people that are watching probably may want to know a little bit about that background.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point you brought. I'm sure Saul Job, if he's watching right now, is rolling in his chair, right? But yeah, I mean, beyond what you see here, which is you interviewing me, you running Joy, and I'm sacrificing and being of service for GCA and all of the other stuff. Beyond all of that, we have a really good rapport within ourselves, right? You wouldn't know that I was in the same in Corsicana at the same time that Bamba was in Corsicana, and we knew each other and all of that. So I want people to take away from this that we genuinely care for our community and for the individuals that surround us. It is not just us coming here and saying this and putting up all kinds of facade about this or that organization, but we genuinely care about each other, and from that springs some of the passion for some of the things that we want to do, right? When you came to Corsicana, or when we were in Corsicana, who knew that you were going to be doing some of the things that you were doing and impacting the world, for that matter? Or whether I'll be in this position of entrustment to be able to do some of the things that I'm doing right now, or to become a musician and things like that. We all started somewhere. All we knew was that we had each other. We had some idea about what we wanted to do. Whether that would change a couple of years after that, we didn't know. But we went on life, knowing that all we had was each other. And that translates into some of the things that you're doing right now, right? We were older or younger, than each other. But the thing is, we stuck together. We lived together. We figured it out together, right? And here we are today. You're doing some of the great things you're doing, and other people are doing great things as well, right? Bamba is with the GTA and doing some great things there. So I want people to understand that, we are all in this together. Right, we're all in this together. We cherish. I see your face light up when you talk about those days and my guitar, But look, it's all in great fun. Life is meant to be fun, but within that, let's make a difference.
Let's make a difference. We have each other. We genuinely care for each other. I think those are very, very powerful and strong words. And with the work that you are doing today, that is so, so relevant for success of any community. Not only the Gambian Christian Association, not only the Gambian Dallas community, but I'm just talking about the entire world. Having genuine care and knowing that you have each other, it's the key. And that goes back to say what Joy does is we want these beneficiaries just to know that despite their situations, despite their background, we got you. And GCA is showing that we got you with $750 donations that you've given to Joy. Those kids will see that and it will bring smile and it will light up their face to know that we are all in this together. GCA is saying that, hey brother, hey sister, we got you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that because I think that's a perspective that everyone that is watching or who will be watching to know that the surrounding that you have, the community that you have, you need to exhibit that we got you. We genuinely care for you attitude and approach to running a community.
Right.
But on a personal level,
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel, you have a personal experience growing up in a home with an educator. And growing up, we all know what that experience can be, especially if you have a parent who is an educator. Can you share with us how was that experience for you? Hey, you can talk about some of those strict measures that teachers do have back in Gambia. Hey, it's up to you. Just share with us what is that like and how does that relate?
Yeah.
And how does that have a synergy with what Joy is doing?
Yeah, yeah. Really, you bring up a very good point. I grew up in a family, and I'm fortunate, to be in a family with two parents and siblings, some of whom are older than me, and they learned from mom and dad and things like that. But one thing that's important in life is to have a role model that is where they are in years and experience and is able to look back at you, the son or the daughter or the child, and say, when you get to my age, this is what you want to have accomplished. See, success is opportunity. Hard work alone is not success, doesn't breed success. Opportunity is success, right? Because, I mean, you go in some places, you find people who work hard but they are not as successful as others. Why? Because of opportunity, right? And so to grow up in a home where mom was sort of strict and dad was strict about, okay, hey, you got to read your book before I remember sometimes when I'll say, hey, I want to go to this party, and mom is like, okay, you read this book, chapter 1 and 2 and 3, and then tell me what it says, then you can go. And I hated it back then, but when you look at it, there is a sort of there's a mentorship that goes along with whatever you want to accomplish, right? And so I was so fortunate to have a mom and dad and siblings who sort of guided me through the right path. And I think by and large that's what we're trying to do, right? We look at kids who either have parents but they don't have enough to get to the point where we were at their age, or they don't have parents at all. And so what do you do with that? How do you help them transition and navigate this trying society right now with a lot of demands, where wants have turned to needs right now? I remember a TV used to be something that somebody had and they just want to watch anything, right? But now a TV is something that you absolutely need in this society, So I say all of this to say that, having a parent who's there to guide you, to mentor you, to sort of give you some of the things that you need is important. And we're trying to be the parent of so many kids who can't afford to have a parent to give them what we have.
Yes, a parent of so many kids that do not have the background where you come from. And because me personally, I can talk about my grandfather who was not educated at all, but he was caring enough about my education to make sure that at least he wants to know my report card, what does it look like? So, and he wants to know that I am studying, even though he really doesn't know. But as long as he sees me holding a book and focused, I'm
Right.
studying. I could be doing nothing, but for him, because there was no way that he can help me. But
Yeah.
the kids that we have today, like you said, we got you, we care about you, and we genuinely care. And we want to make sure that you succeed. And hopefully, the efforts that we are doing, we try to kind of ease it up on those parents that maybe that don't value education as parents that are educated, but also we
Mhm.
just allow their kids to know that, hey, you have this sponsorship to go to school. I cannot afford to give you that life, and will help bolster by encouraging them and pushing them to
Right.
learn and to work hard and to be successful so that they can help change the trajectory of that family.
Right.
Um, you know, we got you. We genuinely care. As an organization leader, do you have any message for the Gambian community here in the Dallas area or the Gambian community at large in the world? Because there's a bunch
Yeah.
of them, but also other communities that are non-Gambian communities that you want to share.
Mhm.
Because at Joy, we attract diverse communities. We have so many different communities that are following us, so many different communities that are part of our donor platform. I mean, so do you have any message that you want to share as far as
Certainly.
community outreach goes and the importance of giving?
Yes, certainly. I think one of the most important things that I would say to people is that find an organization that shares your passion, right? Find an avenue within which you can help a community, make a difference in the life of one person. I must admit, living in the society and, the diaspora, there are so many responsibilities. You have responsibilities back home. You have so many people who depend on you, but helping is not just financial. Join an organization where you can, even if you don't have the money to give, right, be involved in the advancement of their cause. Be involved in, for example, the GCA right now. you know we are an organization that's looking back and saying, okay, we need to make sure that every Christian, for that matter, knows that we are here, knows some of the things that we want to accomplish, sees some of the things that we want to accomplish, and have you consider joining this organization so that you can help us advance the cause of what we're trying to do and improve society with your expertise, right? We work for big organizations, most of us, but we don't use those skills to help these organizations like yours and ours and the GTA, for that matter, right? So I'm saying, whether you want to be part of GCA or whether you want to be part of another organization, join one organization where you can make a difference. This life is too short. Nobody grew up and did everything by themselves, right? Somebody had to give you something, had to say something that opened your eyes, had to stand in the gap for you, right? So be that person also for other people, right? Make a difference. It is just dangerous to go about life and just be, oh, I'm this part of this organization and that's it. You're not involved. And let me say this here. Finances are good, but sometimes it's overrated. And I say this in this manner, that not only do we need your finances to be able to reach people where we otherwise couldn't reach them, but we also need your participation. right? Because you could just say one thing that will change the course of the entire organization and help us see things differently. You could come in and impact one person with something you did with them, right? So I just plead and ask everybody to sort of consider taking some of your free time, right, and dedicating it to some of these organizations that are doing great work, right? So, that's the one thing that I would say, right? We are all blessed. And from my perspective of the GCA, God has blessed us. And we shouldn't tell God, wait, I have this job to do, so I don't have time for you, or I don't have time to do some of the things that you've asked me to do. So let's reconsider what impact we're making and hopefully do better to help the organizations such as yours and the GTA or the GCA.
Let's leverage our talent and help organizations and people in our community. Let's not say, wait, I have something else to do that is more important than helping my fellow men. So that's the words of Mr. Emmanuel Mendy, President of GCA Dallas. Do you have activities that you want to share with the viewers as far as when it's upcoming, or how do you guys fundraise? How do you guys run the organization basically?
Yes, we have an activity coming up very soon, and it's tomorrow, actually, right? But we also may engage the community in terms of fundraising. As you well know, we believe, like your organization does, that we can't do it by ourselves. Like, we need the partnership of our community, and especially those of us in the diaspora, right? Tomorrow we have an organization that brings the community together, right? That we're sort of hoping to meet everybody. COVID has really, had an impact on some of the things that we want to do. But we're hoping that tomorrow will be the beginning of us seeing some of the people that we haven't seen in a long time. We're doing that in Euless, and it's free for everybody to attend. So I know we've tried to extend this invitation to many of the organizations out here, but if you hadn't heard it before, this is an opportunity for you to see the address, and you can join us for, we don't ask you to bring anything. Just come in and fellowship with us, and we'll see you and you'll see us. We'll have some of the conversations that we've had. And so we're really looking forward to seeing the entire community there.
I know it's going to be a fun one, and I know it's going to be on time, and it's going to finish on time. So if you're watching or will be watching, if you know the motto of GCA, everybody will tell you they start things on time and they finish on time. So be there on time. I don't want to miss anything because I want to eat all the food that I can.
Yeah.
For those needy families in the DFW area, if you're watching, you are all welcome to come there. And we're going to have some supplies to give out to families and kids that need them as they go back to school. And this, Emmanuel, I did not tell you this, but this is what Joy will be doing. That we will bring supplies and give it to kids that are in need, that need those supplies. They can come and pick them up. Now, it's going to be limited supplies. So first come, first serve.
Yeah.
So you are all welcome to come tomorrow. You're all welcome to come and fellowship with the GCA folks here. Great people, and there will be great food. I tell you what, there will be great food, and it's all for free. I will be there with my kids. So Emmanuel, if you don't have any other message, you can just hang tight. I have a couple of things that I want to share with our viewers that is coming up with Joy. As you guys know, we are celebrating our 10th year anniversary this year. And annually, we do have events as well, which our biggest fundraiser is coming up November 6th. November 6th, our biggest fundraiser is coming up, which is our Joy Annual Gala. And the gala is where we bring a diverse group of people to kind of showcase our work and mingle and network. And it's an opportunity for not only individuals, but also for organizations to participate in the sponsorship as well. And it's several ways that you can sponsor. I will be posting the link to the gala here, where folks can know more about how they can participate. But also, I want people to know that you have to save this date because you don't want to miss it. It's on November 6th, and it's going to be at the Hilton Garden in Allen, Texas. So with that said, Emmanuel, again, I want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you for joining me today in this platform and share not only your wisdom, but share about your work that you are doing with the GCA. But most importantly, we were able to catch up on the humble beginnings that we both had and the time that we spent at Navarro College. And great work to you and your community. And I wish you all the best in leading the GCA organization. And I look forward to having you again next year here, especially to tell you we are committing again to continue sponsoring those kids that we sponsored last year. So with that said, I am going to call this a wrap, and I'm going to play a commercial of another couple of organizations that are actually already committed to sponsoring the annual gala this year. And then I will wrap it up with a video of Joy, so that folks that are watching just kind of get a little bit again about what Joy is and what we do. Okay, so hang tight, Emmanuel, as I do this.
Vive Broadband is freeing up and speeding up the way you live it up. Get the most out of your new smart assistant, stream your favorite shows with Roku, and protect your home and office with a connected Nest camera. With Vive Broadband, the speed you'll need in the future is already here. Visit vivebroadband.com to see services available in your area. PurePoint is your company's comprehensive IT partner. Every company is at a different point on the path to digital transformation. Wherever you are, PurePoint is there to help you along your journey. With a vast network of data centers, cloud pods, and IT experts, they deliver customized solutions to help you grow today, tomorrow, and in the years to come. Suddenlink by Altus is a communication company that provides
So those are our sponsor of our annual gala. It's coming up November 6th. And I am inviting folks to join this sponsorship bandwagon. Buy tickets now before it's too late. And Emmanuel, thank you for joining again. And I think this is the end of our conversation with the Joy video. And until next week, we'll talk.
All right.
Joy. Joy means just that, joyfulness and gratitude. Joy represents the gratitude and the paying forward, the forward investment into our community.
Joy as a platform provides opportunity to link my children to my homeland, which is the Gambia. They get to learn about the needs of other children just like them, and hopefully see how fortunate they are growing up here in the US, and also be able to relate to my upbringing and the challenges I faced growing up in the Gambia.
These stories of the children who were craving to attend school and grateful for the opportunity to attend school and grateful for the opportunity to be of service to their community, that tugged at my heartstrings. So that's what inspired me to be of Joy.
Providing a more holistic approach to child development, a more holistic approach to community development as well.
Joy is a symbol of hope, and working together to bring a better and brighter future to students and their families and their communities.
Joy is the smile on a child's face, knowing that they have the opportunity to advance their community.
We also provide items locally for students that are struggling in the Allen area. We do coat drives, school supply drives. We even do an Adopt a Highway cleanup where we're helping keep the community of Allen clean and looking nice.
Joy is the glimmer of hope that each one of us places in a child's life when we invest in them. The glimmer of hope that they so